you have that faith, you have to have that feeling of like, you can't be friends in this game until after the fight, we can handshake, whatever.
Yeah.
And we can handshake at the press conference, but I'm still going to come and take your head off. There's no point being a champion and not helping the people behind you as well.
Yeah.
So I want these kids to progress. So we got loads of good kids at Gian boxing now, and Smevik and Churampal and a few of the lads, Jasraj, Umar, they do so much great saver.
A lot of eyes were on you, especially in the Sikh community as well. You're flying the flag there.
People saying to me, like critics saying to me, like, you didn't fight like you normally fight. Well, I want to show something different. I got boxing skills as well, and I outboxed him. I made him miss how many punches. I adapted. And what people don't realize is, with boxing, you're not gonna fight one way in every fight. You fight different styles, different ways. Just because I look serious, that's the perception they have on me. I don't care what they think. You know what I mean? But I'm locked in my mind. I've got something to prove, man. And if you're coming in my way, I gotta take you out. You know what I mean? But that's just how it is. But I say that humbly as well, because at the end of the day,
it's not about them, it's about you.
There's no friends in boxing, man.
Welcome back, guys, to Below the Belt podcast. And I've got another familiar guest back on the podcast. He's a professional boxer and it's Gully Power. Gully, how you doing, mate?
I'm all good, man. Thank you.
Good.
Great to be on the show again.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you back. And we just said before, it's your third time on the podcast. Gonna have to make you a co-host soon.
Yeah.
No, a bit of time has passed now. Obviously, you're a professional boxer. You just fought for the British title, as I'm sure many of the people watching this podcast will know. Now the dust has settled. How are you feeling? Obviously, it ended in a controversial draw, but yeah, how are you feeling now?
Nah, I feel good, man. I've been back in the gym as soon as that week finished. I had like about 5 or 6 days off, probably the longest I've had off after a fight. And I've been back in the gym, and I was just ready for the next one in it, because at the end of the day, everyone knows what happened in that fight. You know what I mean? Everyone sees it, and I won, but it is what it is. I was annoyed at the time, but you got to keep on moving in this game.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a good mentality to have. And I've got plenty of questions. I really want to dig deep into your emotions pre and post fight, but let's take it back to the start. Let's take it back to the build up of the fight. Obviously, this is the British title you're fighting for. You're the first Sikh in 26 years, I believe. To fight for the British title. How was the build up, the lead up to the fight, the training camp? Did it feel any different? Were the nerves any different?
Now, you know what? Like, I knew this opportunity was going to come, and I think going to Saudi and fighting world-class prospects was a lot more nerve-wracking, I would say, than jumping straight to the deep end. And then coming to British level as well, like, you see the difference. And obviously, it was different, of course. 12 rounds of boxing. I had to work on my stamina more, even though I was fit anyway. I had to work on a lot of different things, sharpened up all the tools. My coach had me like working every single day, 12-round spars a week. You know what I mean? It was completely different. Conditioning was different. The camp was harder, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because I was focused and I liked it. I enjoyed it. But compared to the others, I would say this is my hardest camp, definitely.
That's what I was going to come on to ask you about. What specifically was different? What was tougher? Because this is your first 12-round contest. I think the furthest you've been before that was 6 rounds in Saudi.
8 rounds.
Eight
I did an 8 round during the fight before the Saudi fight.
Okay, so that was probably good to get those rounds in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But obviously, 12 rounds, it's a championship fight. What about things from, obviously you mentioned sparring and conditioning. Just how tough was the camp compared to previous camps? How much more did you have to kind of really dig deep?
You know what? Like, because I'm conditioned and I'm always in the gym, I didn't have to do a lot more. I'm always 75% fit. It's just the rounds we had to work on, because I'm always working, I'm always training. We just up the percentage of that work ethic, basically. Like, say, for example, I ran 8 miles yesterday. So if I was to fight next week, I'd still be kind of fight fit.
Yeah.
I'm still sparring, training. But with me, I always have a level of fitness, and then my coach just ups it in camp. So we had 8 to 10 weeks straight of just hard work. Like, only one day rest, which is a Sunday. And Saturday, I'd be sparring 12 rounds. On Wednesday, I'd be sparring 8 to 12 rounds. And and then on top of that, I was in the gym from like for hours,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
working and training, and I enjoyed it. It's my
From
best thing of I can't lie. This camp, the whole
yeah,
build up, the enjoyment I
yeah.
had was the best feeling I ever had in my life.
Were the nerves any different for this one?
I knew I was gonna beat him.
Yeah.
I've always like believed that I could beat these guys. Like I watch guys on TV and I'm like I could beat these guys, man. Like my mindset has always been set on, and that's no ego when I say that. That's just a
Believe in
self belief.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. I
yeah.
got
You
self
gotta
belief,
have that.
and like I'm just there to win.
Mm,
And these guys are great fighters. They've all got very good pedigrees, including the fighters I've had in Riyadh, fought in Riyadh, including Reese Edwards. They're good fighters. They're
mm,
up there. I said it in the press conference, they're up there for a reason.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? These guys ain't no joke, but my work ethic is what
mm,
separates me from all these fighters. I
mm.
stay ready.
Yeah, and just talking about that self belief, I remember back to that fight in Saudi. You fought, and obviously it was your first career loss, and it was against the tournament winner. But I remember watching that fight, and I was watching it live, and obviously you were dropped in that fight, and I think it's at that point that you find out a lot about a fighter. And all I remember is at a certain point in that fight, because you came back and
Yeah, yeah,
dropped him really in what I thought was a legitimate
yeah,
knockdown.
yeah,
And when I saw that you were able to like clench down on your gum shield and you kind of banged your gloves together, I thought this guy's got a set of bollocks on him to do that.
yeah,
Because this guy was a knockout
yeah, yeah. Of
artist that you were
course, yeah,
fighting. I
yeah,
think he knocked out all of his previous opponents,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you could tell he was finding you a handful in there. And
yeah.
you were what, 21 at the time?
No, 22. Sorry,
22, yeah.
22,
So to do that
22. Yeah,
to
yeah,
a seasoned, hard hitting pro who
yeah, yeah.
eventually went on to win it, I think it was at that point I thought he's got something about something different
Yeah, yeah, of
to a lot of other
course.
fighters. At that point, it would have been easy for you to say, "Do you know what? This guy, he's levels. He's knocked out all his previous opponents. I don't need this." No one would criticize me
Yeah, yeah.
uh, for not coming back and giving this a real go. But you were adamant to really
No,
meet fire
100.
with fire in that fight, right?
The way I see it is that when you get dropped, for me, it was like a on switch. So
Yeah.
like I needed it. It was
Were
meant
you
to
hurt
happen.
when you got dropped?
Not really, It was more like a flash
Flash.
knockdown. So he caught me. It was like, oh crap, like I've been caught in it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I wasn't on the floor thinking my legs were going or
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
equilibrium was gone. I just thought, all right, I need to get this guy back. And that's what I did in
Yeah.
round two. And I did it.
Yeah.
And people was saying to me, like critics saying to me, like, you didn't fight like you normally fight.
Mm.
Well, I want to show something different. I got boxing skills as well.
Yeah.
And I outboxed him. I made him miss how many punches.
You
I
did.
adapted.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
what people don't realize is with boxing, you're not gonna fight one way in every fight.
Yeah.
You fight different styles, different ways.
Of
And
course.
I've always been, it's like Floyd Mayweather when he was money made, he was boxing.
Yeah.
But then when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was fighting, you know, aggressively,
Mm.
but he used to fight differently. So
Mm.
against Castillo, he boxed.
Mm.
Against Gatti, he attacked him
Yeah.
because different game plans. You know what I mean? And you know, I think as a fighter, you got to have different styles for
Mm.
different styles. You know what I mean? And that's what I did.
Yeah,
You know what I
have
mean?
that ability to adapt to those
Box, yeah,
different
yeah,
styles, which I think Mayweather was good at.
yeah,
His ability
100%.
to adapt to different fighters was because on the front foot he was lethal,
Yeah,
especially in his younger days. And then he also knew how to fight on the back foot as
hundred
well and
percent.
let them come onto him. So yeah, no, that was that's definitely I resonate with that. But yeah, talk about the mental pressure, that side of things, because it was a British title fight. A lot of eyes were on you, especially in the Sikh community as well.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah,
flying the flag there, and everyone is rooting for you, wanting you to win. Obviously, it's on a boxer show as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
You definitely had a lot of eyes on you. So did you feel that pressure, or were you thriving being in the limelight? Would you say?
You know what it is? I've got Waiguru with me. I got Maraj with me all the time, and with that focus, with that belief in Waiguru, like I went in there and I knew that there was with me the whole time. And what people don't realize is like that faith in me is what gives me more self belief because
Mm,
when you have that faith in Waiguru, someone's protecting you. So there
mm,
could be 5,000, you know, people booing me and swearing and doing all
mm,
that stuff in it. But for me, it was more like it gave me fire
mm,
and it added fuel to the fire. And I wanted to prove everybody wrong. It gives you a chip on the shoulder, but in a way where it's like, I'm not acting like I'm above anybody. I'm there to prove a point,
Yeah.
and I did. And I want to show everybody, the guys ringside, there's Clarissa Shields is ringside as well. I want to show them what I was made of.
Yeah.
And I did text her. I was like, "Thanks for like, it was honor
Yeah.
having you at ringside because
Yeah.
she's a champion of the world,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
She's a
Of
big
course.
name,
Big
and like,
name.
she's like, I got skills in it. I was like, man, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But when I see these big names there
Yeah.
and ringside, the one world titles have done everything against, and people watching all over the world, it makes me even better.
Yeah.
So I always perform better under the lights. I've
Yeah.
always been like that, and I just wanted to prove like that to myself as well, that you can get through things, you can get through the pressures, and everyone's gonna have emotions. Of course, you're gonna be nervous when you go into a
Yeah.
fight. When you got
It's
people,
normal. Yeah.
when I walked in, I was like flipping out. This is crazy. I wasn't crazy
Was
like,
that
oh,
walking into the ring
yeah,
or?
yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like, loads of people looking at me, like, so I heard people swearing at me and all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. It's just good, innit? I embraced it. It was
Yeah.
funny. It made
That's
me laugh
good.
a little bit. I was like to my
Yeah.
coach, I was like, yo, they don't like me here.
Yeah.
But then obviously once the fight was done, the Welsh crowd was amazing though. I can't lie.
Really?
The atmosphere was nice.
Yeah.
I saw them at the hotel and they was all coming up to me saying you won that fight.
Really?
Loads of them coming up, taking pictures, saying you flipping out, you throw so many punches, this and that. Just
Yeah.
it was a great night. And with me, I'm not a disrespectful person. I understand they're supporting their boy in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Of
gonna
course.
support same way
Yeah.
my supporters would do that. But at the end of it, they became my supporters,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to be. I'm not disrespectful. I don't want to be rude to people. I understand how the game works. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was doing. I performed as best as I could,
Mm.
and I had that faith in Waiguru, and then
Yeah.
that's what gave me that strength to get through to the fight.
For me, that's a sign of a great fighter and a great person where you walk in there and everyone's booing you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
by the end of the fight, you may not win, but
It's crazy, man.
they're cheering for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, do you know what? That was the one thing that again I was watching the fight live, and I saw Reese had sold a lot of tickets. So
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
opponent Reese, and as you were walking in, I was like, that looks like a hostile environment. And
Yeah.
again, a lot of people, a lot of boxers, that's where you find out what they're made of. They can either be a rabbit in the headlights and be like, fuck, what am I walking into here? Or they can really embrace it and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, I want a bit of this. Let me prove some people wrong. But what was the perception that you had? Because Reese is obviously a very, very good boxer as
Yeah, yeah, of
well.
course. Yeah, yeah.
And did you feel like people thought you were the underdog and you were meant to lose? Because obviously it was in his hometown. He'd sold a shitload of tickets as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was all set up for him to take
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
win,
course.
really,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
I always knew he's a good boxer, of course. He's got good pedigree. He's beat some good names, you know what I mean? But my work ethic is what separates me from all these fighters. I'm always in the gym, I'm always training. And that's actually literal. I don't go like with me, I'm not a type of person that goes out straight after my fight to celebrate. I go back to my hotel room and I watch my fight back 3 times.
Did you watch it back
Watch
straight
it straight
away?
away because
Really?
I want to see where I need to work on.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like what people don't realize is like obviously this is what I want to talk about on a podcast because
Yeah.
like people ask me questions like what do you
Yeah.
do like after all, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? And nah, like I went back to my room by myself,
Yeah.
relaxing. I spoke to my family, of course, my family, my close family. After that, I was up till like 2 in the morning and I was watching my fight back and I was like, you need to do this, you need to do that next fight. And
That's
where
crazy,
where I need
man.
to improve on. And that's literal, like I
Yeah.
don't do no like going out
Yeah.
business. Like that's not who I am.
Yeah.
What I am is I want to improve and I
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
See, like my enjoyment is working
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
training my mind to be better.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be like in it. And like always been, that's how
Yeah.
I've always been like, sorry, I should say.
I can't believe you watched it back that quickly to see how you could improve your performance. Do you think that adrenaline was still pumping? I bet you were up till 2 in the morning
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
like, I bet it was, wasn't it? Right?
I was just the amount of messages and the amount of like, you know what it is? It's like that fight was like a breaking point in my career. It wasn't the fights in Riyadh. The amount of like messages I had, I was humbled.
Yeah.
And I said to somebody asked me like, how did you feel like after the fight? And I said it was a humbling experience from Waiguru
Yeah.
because they show you what the world could really be like against
Gives
somebody
you a
in
little
it.
taste,
Yeah, a
right?
little taste of like,
Yeah.
if you're the underdog, how it feels. And in that, like Sikhi, like in the past, we've been outnumbered many times. So it gives you a little tiny percentage. Like I'm nothing like them, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I know what you
give you,
mean.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I was truly humbled and it made me stronger, and I've got more drive to win more fights now. And I
Yeah.
love the feeling. I
Yeah.
actually like being booed. It's kind of a funny
Yeah.
thing, but some people like don't like it. They get a
Yeah.
bit nervous and shy.
Doesn't
And
phase you.
nah, man, I'll fight the same way if there was more
Yeah.
my people's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd probably make me even better.
Yeah.
But it depends on the
Mm.
day, like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? So
What were the locker room emotions like before the fight? As you were getting ready, you could probably hear the crowd in
just
that big arena.
laughing and joking.
Yeah,
My
keep it nice and
coach,
relaxed.
Errol, BCB, Paul, man, they was
Yeah,
all there. Richard, my coach, Richard, called my main
yeah,
coach in it. And we was just having laughs and
mm,
jokes. Man, I was happy.
yeah.
I couldn't wait to get in
Happy
the
fighter is
ring.
a
I,
dangerous
I
fighter,
was,
right?
and you know what it is? It's like, it's funny because people say, like in the press conference, that you don't smile, you
Mm,
don't do this. I'm really happy inside. People don't
mm,
realize I'm very content with myself, and I'm always happy. Just because I
mm,
look serious, that's the
mm,
perception they have on me. I don't care
yeah,
what they think.
mm,
You know what I mean? But I'm locked in my mind.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't need to smile in front of everybody to show people I'm happy.
mm.
But as soon as I went back in my room, me and my family having bussing jokes and stuff. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
you've
I'm
got it
bringing
right.
I'm bringing Charanpal, you know Charanpal in it.
Yeah,
We're talking about boxing, having a laugh and a joke, and like that's what they think in it. That's
yeah,
nothing to do with me. Like you can say what you want.
yeah.
You don't know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I get that. I like that you're enjoying the journey at the same
100%.
time, right? Because I think if there's one thing that people do sometimes, they've got their eyes set on the goals so much, but that they're not actually enjoying
Yeah,
the
of
journey of
course.
getting it. Because before you know, it's over in a flash. These years pass, right? So I think
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
really good thing that you're enjoying the journey along the way. But let's just go back. So you're walking into the arena. The whole crowd is booing you. That they're against you, right? Walking into that ring, it's a hostile atmosphere. You've stepped into the ring now. The first time that you lock eyes with Reese, and you've stepped into that ring. What are your thoughts? What's running through your mind?
My first thought was I'm gonna destroy this guy.
Yeah.
Like honestly, because when I'm in the ring, I'm
Mm,
not. I'm become different. I even
mm,
said to him before the fight, I said, "Let's have a great fight." You could probably see it at the start of my
mm,
fight. You could
yeah.
get a clip of it, and I was like, "Let's have a great fight," because my mentality is just war at that moment. I
Mm,
should have wore the hat war. You know, Marvin
yeah.
Hagler. I should
Yeah.
have wore that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Next fight.
You know what I mean? And I was just ready to fight.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight, man. I was ready to. I just had something to prove, man. I couldn't explain
Yeah.
it at the time. Like now, looking back, so like the week after, I was like, oh man, like I couldn't remember
Bit
most.
of a
But then it
blur.
sinks in it. It sinks in slowly,
Yeah.
and you start to think what I really wanted to do. From what I can say now, is
Mm,
I just wanted to go to war.
mm,
I wanted to show everybody who I am.
yeah.
Literally, that's all it was. It wasn't. I didn't care about the crowd.
Mm,
I didn't see anything. Shout out to all my
mm,
supporters that came out to me. There's
mm,
150 people that came
mm.
out.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just wanted to show everybody. And
Mm.
by the end of the fight, I did.
Obviously, you mentioned you just wanted to go into war when you
Yeah,
got in
yeah.
there. Did you also have to be mindful of sticking to tactics, or was it just a case of, nah, I just want to make this a dogfight?
I'm always locked in, man.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing in the
you
ring,
know
man.
it.
As
Yeah,
soon as I can be, I want to obviously take this guy out
yeah. Mm,
and, you know, just absolutely just go for it.
mm.
But at the same time, I know when to switch,
Controlled aggression.
controlled aggression.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of that help comes down to breath work as well.
yeah.
Because I do a lot of breath work, I do a lot of breathing. So I did a lot of breath work that week, and
Does a lot of that help for a boxer in the ring?
100%,
I've always been interested in that breath work.
100%, man.
Does that help with your recovery and in between rounds? And
100%. Like with me, with the breathing, it's always been something that I've been doing for the last 2, 3 years.
yeah, I did
With
see it on
Randy,
your.
breathwork with Randy.
Yeah,
So I've
yeah.
been doing it for like last 3 years with him, and it's I thank Wyguru for this because it's changed my life as well.
Mm,
So people don't realize how much anxiety it takes away.
mm,
It's really good for mental health,
mm,
and it's made me more focused.
yeah.
So if I was locked in then, I've
Mm.
become even more
Well,
locked in
locked
now, and
in
it's still
now.
helping me more now
Yeah.
because as you progress into your career, you start to overthink,
Mm.
and that's a natural thing. I've heard a lot of fighters talk about it, and breathwork for me has kept me relaxed,
Yeah.
keeps me humbled as well, and it kind of eradicates the evil. So you kind of see your anxious side, and then when you do breathwork, the other side, you're like,
Mm,
I feel blessed now. I feel calm. Like,
yeah.
why did I feel that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just your mind playing tricks on you, innit?
I feel like a lot of life is like that, right? You have
Yeah,
that good voice on one side, you have that bad voice with the overthinking and the
yeah, yeah,
anxiety, and it's a case of controlling that voice and making
100%.
sure this one keeps you centered, right? So I think that's awesome that you do all these little things, which are just giving you those additional percentages where other
Yeah,
people may not be doing it, and now you're just perfecting your craft,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
As you're going through the gears. But let's now get into the fight.
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So I was on the edge of my seat watching it. But first 2 or 3 rounds, if there's one thing I'd credit the opponent Reese with, he had a very good jab
Mm.
to start off with, right? I think he was catching you with with a couple of jabs. How did you see the first, say, 2 or 3 rounds going?
The first two, we knew he was gonna be sharp. He's a
Oh,
top amateur in
yeah,
it.
he's a very
Like,
good boxer. Yeah,
um, obviously his pedigree, he was good at what he was doing, and he's throwing his jab, and I was like, fair play. But
mm,
I was adapting. I was
mm.
slowly,
It's a
working
long
him out
fight.
as a yeah, you know what I mean. It's 12 round fight.
Yeah,
You look at the great fighters like Canelo, Crawford. You know what I mean. They take their time. You know what I mean.
yeah.
They take the time, and I took my time. I was still the same. I was just thinking. I was like, I'm gonna get you now. Just waiting
Mm,
in it. Patience in it.
yeah.
And slowly, I could see him fade, and he's probably thinking, "Why is this guy
What round did you feel that
round
the
three?"
fight was starting to turn? Round three?
Round three.
Yeah.
So like obviously the first 2 rounds, I give him the first 2 rounds. I admit that he did well in the first two
Yeah.
rounds. The round three after that is game over.
Did you think he wouldn't be able to sustain it the way that
You know
he
what?
started?
I thought he was gonna be a bit more like aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought his game plan might, but he didn't. But that comes down to my style because
Oh,
I'm so aggressive and I throw so many punches. I threw over 1,000 punches in the fight.
yeah.
People just think, what the hell's going on? Like, this guy's throwing how many punches and
Mm,
but fair play to him, man. He's tough, man, because I learned some good shots on him as well,
yeah.
clean shots as well, especially in the later rounds. I learned some clean
It
shots and
is.
he took them well, man. I
He
was like,
did.
yo, because we had a strong game plan without giving too much away.
Mm,
Because if the rematch happens,
mm.
it's gonna be a completely
We'll come
different
on to
game
that.
plan in it. So
Yeah. But yeah, so you felt it changing in the third
yeah,
round.
yeah,
And do you know what? I feel like the reason that he did struggle to keep that pace was, I think it is because you're the type of boxer that, as your nickname says, you're
yeah, yeah,
relentless. You're going to be in. Sure, it's a perfect
yeah, yeah,
nickname for you, but you were just in his face the whole time, and I think he was ideally going to want to dictate the pace of the fight. And I think when he realized he wasn't able to do that, I think that's when it can become quite overwhelming. Just
yeah,
someone
yeah,
who just won't leave you alone.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
throwing that
He
many punches, right?
he it's just like you see what it is. Yeah, it's crazy because
Mm,
like the next fight I can fight completely different.
yeah,
And if I was to fight, I always fight different in every fight, and I'm gonna be even better next time. That's what
yeah,
people don't realize. I'm always a lot better
yeah,
next time
yeah.
because I know what to
You
do.
know,
I always know, like I'll study it a million times in my head.
yeah,
I'll watch my fight back, and I won't miss a trick next time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's the first time you
Mm,
adapt, you learn.
mm.
Next time, I'm gonna be even better.
I guess it's got to be a case because obviously, let's be honest, everyone thought you won that fight clearly, right? And for the rematch, you probably have to be careful that you don't become too overconfident in
Oh
that,
no, no,
right?
no,
Because I'm
never
sure
that.
he's going to raise his game, so it's going to be a case of you'll probably now have to raise your
Yeah,
game
yeah.
even more as well. But what was your corner telling you in between the rounds and in the fights? Were they telling you that you were ahead? Did you know you were
Nah,
ahead in the fight?
you know what's funny? My coach Richie, and they were saying you need to win these rounds because we're on the way turf in it. We knew it was going to be
Mm.
difficult, and poor man was shy and like, you ain't won that. You need to get it, but it was psychological.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what kept me going. I like my coach is just telling me keep your shape, you know what I mean? Keep flicking jab out, put it on him.
mm,
And we that's what we did. And he
mm,
just telling me little adjustments at the time as well.
mm,
Make sure you keep doing this, make sure you keep doing that. And they didn't show it for some reason. They didn't
mm,
show any of my corner like
mm,
talking. So
mm.
not many people know, but it was a great advice because everyone can clearly see what I was trying to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah,
Everything was working, the head movement. And
yeah,
obviously I'm not gonna give too much away though, because
yeah,
I'm kind of glad they didn't show the corner because
mm,
that kind of gives us a bit of like,
yeah.
but it was great, man. It was just bang on advice. Everything I
Yeah.
did was bang on, and it shows in the fight.
Yeah, and funny enough, just talking about advice, something that I wanted to touch on. How did you feel in there being refueled? Because I think was this the first time you had to make championship weight? And
Yeah,
obviously, I've
yeah,
had
yeah.
your nutritionist on the podcast,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Jack, as
Jack,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how was that making championship weight for the first time?
So obviously throughout the camp, I can't lie, Jack is the man for this, man, because
He knows his stuff,
I
doesn't he?
felt so fueled for the rounds sparring. You know, with his type of experience and how many fighters he's worked with,
Mm,
there's nobody better that could help
yeah.
me. So shout out to Jack for that, man. It's great, great.
Well, I think the fight stats and the fact that you did 12 rounds, throwing over 1,000 punches, shows that he
Yeah,
refueled
yeah,
you
yeah.
pretty
Proper.
well, right? It's a credit to Jack for that, and of course credit for you for
Yeah,
actually throwing the 1,000 punches as well. But let's talk about soon as the final bow goes. Did you think you'd won the fight?
100%. I had a feeling they was gonna say like 115, 113. They're gonna
Mm,
make it a little bit closer because it's on their turf. Um, But yeah, I definitely won. Raised my arms up as I won this. I was actually,
yeah.
when I was actually funny enough, like, so people don't see this part because they didn't show it. But when the fight finished, I was saying to the crowd, I told you, like I kept saying it over and over
Mm,
again because
mm,
that feeling of like you doubted me, like, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? That gave me like, and I was trying to say to people like, yo, this is why you should never underestimate me, because when you underestimate me, you're gonna get the most dangerous side of me, and I like that, you know what I mean? And I carried that mindset when I went to Saudi Arabia as well. Like, I like being underestimated. It gives me like, I proved how when I get underestimated, how dangerous I can be.
Underdog mentality.
That's it. But
Yeah,
like to the fullest extent.
yeah,
And like I said, Waiguru gave me that experience, and I'm humbled by it as well at the same time.
yeah.
It's just pure, like, like the feeling
Mm,
you get after, it's like
mm,
respect.
mm,
I even have even more faith in Waiguru now
mm.
because of it. And it's just like, it's just crazy. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, I think one thing that I'd say is you handled the result very humbly, considering a lot of people thought you won that fight comfortably. I was trying to play devil's advocate. I was like, okay, let's say he won the first three, as in Reese. Let's say at a push, I'd give him one or two more. 'Cause after the first three, I genuinely, I was trying to do it, so I was
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
rounds, even
Harsh,
where
yeah.
I thought it was close, but I still couldn't see him winning. And soon as the final bow went, I was watching it with my dad, and I said to him, I've just got a feeling he's the home fighter, that they're just going to do something dodgy. And I know you wouldn't say this. Do you think this? I feel like this is a big problem in boxing because I've seen it so many times. The judges, everybody knows who's won that fight. I think for something where two people are in there, in some ways putting their lives on the line in a 12 round war, to give decisions like that, I think is a huge problem in boxing
Mm.
because sometimes you're ripping away people's livelihood unfairly. But you handled it with grace, is
Yeah,
what
yeah, of
I'd say
course,
to
yeah.
you. And yeah, but how was the feeling? Were you devastated inside? Did you feel like you'd been cheated out of the win? What did you feel?
So this is another one as well. Like when finished the fight and I found out I was I drawn the fight, and I went back, and it's even crazy thinking about it now. Like,
Mm,
and I looked at my coach, and you could see at the end of the fight how pissed off I was. Sorry for my language. I don't
mm,
normally say it, talk
uh,
like, but I was so annoyed. I
mm,
was just like, what's just happened here? One judge even gave me the fight,
mm.
115, 114.
Mm.
So two had 114, 114. One judge
Which I
had,
find very strange for two judges to call it exactly a draw.
yeah,
I find that odd.
yeah. And I was like, how? I said even one judge gave it me.
Mm,
So even if it is 115, 114, and they didn't see the other rounds or whatever,
mm,
they still had that one judge had me winning.
mm.
And I went back to the changing room, and I sat there, and I was like, just give me a moment. Because I was like, yo, I just literally just fought my heart out for
Mm,
12 rounds in front of all his fans, in front of Enzo Maccanelli was there.
yeah.
Obviously, I was saying Carisha Shields, Joe Cuddy, all these names are there.
Mm,
And like I said, I had a chip on my shoulder. I had to
mm,
show people as what it
mm.
was. And all these fans, Steve Robinson, former world
Okay,
champion,
yeah.
he texted me as well.
Yeah,
Like, he was like, yo, man, that was a great performance, man.
yeah,
Like, and I have a lot of respect for him. So I messaged
yeah,
him in it. And it was just crazy to have so many guys. And
yeah.
I was like, man, like imagine winning the British and holding that belt. But then I thought at the end, like, you know, when I calmed down, like, so like I had to be very calm on the mic. And I thought, what is,
You came across really well, really
yeah,
humble,
yeah,
which I wouldn't have knocked you for being a
nah,
lot
man.
more, yeah.
I think you know what it is. I can sulk, yeah, but we live in this illusion in it. And boxing is a sport where sometimes it's just how it is, man.
It's a ruthless sport,
It's a
I feel,
ruthless
right? And
game, in it.
sometimes it's not fair, as obviously
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saw.
And the judges have got their job to do. I can't say nothing to that. Um, but it's God's got a manager's got a bigger plan
Everything
for
happens
me,
for a reason, right?
100%. And you know, there's loads of great opportunities coming my way. Loads of whispers about big things coming. I can't talk too much on it now because it's still like
No
a
exclusive
lot of
news.
great things. Maybe in
Yeah,
the future we'll talk
yeah,
about it
yeah.
in the next podcast. But and I'm thankful because it didn't just show the draw. It might have been a draw, but everyone's eyes, I was the
Everyone saw
champion.
what happened. I think even Reese's reaction, he was very quiet. Do you know what? He seems like a top guy. That's
Yeah,
one
he's a
thing
really
I'll
nice guy.
say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
He's
I
a nice
think even
dude.
he was quiet on social media afterwards. I think he wasn't impressed with his performance. He didn't sound like a guy who thought he should have won the fight. I
Listen,
think he knew he got away with one there, right?
you know what it is with Reese. Like, he's not a bad guy, but like at all, he seems like a very humble, respectful kid in it, and he seems like he does his thing on that. And with me though, when I'm facing you, you ain't my friend. It's nothing personal though, just business. Once we've had our rematch and we've settled it, we've become friends.
Yeah,
But until that point, I'm coming to, like Benavides says, I'm coming to knock your head off.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset I've got. I'm
Yeah.
coming to,
I like that you can flip that
yeah, yeah,
switch
yeah,
to
yeah.
right business now. We're going at it.
That's it.
You ain't my friend no more.
Nah,
Yeah,
because I'm there to do a job. I'm trying to put food on my family's
yeah, yeah.
table, and I'm trying to make it my goals happen,
Yeah.
and also put Siki on the
Yeah,
map as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which you are doing, yeah.
And like when you have that faith, you have to have that feeling of like you can't be friends in this game until after the fight we can handshake, whatever,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah, yeah.
and we can handshake at the press conference. But I'm still gonna come and take your head off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the truth,
It's a
isn't it?
mentality you've got to
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
right?
of
And I think
course.
some people do struggle to do that in boxing, flip that switch at the right times,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But seems like you're made for the camera, you're made for the big
Yeah,
lights, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're taking it in your stride. But what was your team's reaction and your family's reaction
Oh
after the
man.
fight?
So my team's reaction,
They're probably
obviously,
happy for you, but also gutted for you
my
because they know you've just, like you said, made that breakthrough to
yeah, yeah,
making
yeah.
a lot of people know who you are, notice you, step back, take notice. But at the same time, they're like, you should have won that.
See, when I came back, obviously Richard, my coach, in it, he goes to me. He says you're the hero in people's eyes, in it. He was with me when all the Welsh people was coming to me in the hotel, and
Yeah,
like, man, it was crazy. I sat down and I couldn't even sit down for a moment. I had to go
really.
to my room because it's so like so many people coming up to me, and I've never had that in my life.
Yeah,
And I was so humbled by it. I was like, you know what, this is crazy. This is like, and I took pictures of all of them, man. I showed
that's
them.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's a
you know what I
great
mean. Every
story.
single one that asked
Yeah,
me, I took because I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I appreciate it. You know what I mean. I appreciate all the love and respect they give me, and then obviously speaking to Richie as well at the same time, and he was like to me, listen, you've just broke through. So he's so positive as well. Like that's what people don't see, the positive side of coaches. And he was pissed on one side, of course, but he always looks at the positives. And then Errol and Paul, man, they were saying, listen, we're getting that rematch on. And like, obviously from there, now we do have the rematch been ordered, and,
yeah,
we get more information soon on it.
yeah. So before we go on to that, obviously you said it's like something you hadn't experienced before. This, even when you got back to the hotel with the Welsh fans all coming up to you, taking pictures and whatnot. The social media reaction was huge as well, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's
a
crazy,
lot of
yeah.
people were coming out, and one obviously backing you, but two, they couldn't believe that they hadn't given you the win
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that fight. And did you feel that that noise on social media and from the public as well?
100%, yeah, because obviously it puts pressure on them, but it was a lot to do with my coach as well, because my coach pushed for it
Yeah,
like straight away. Like after the fight, BCB promotions, they pushed for it straight away, and it happened because obviously they when when you have a fight like that, when you've actually won the fight in the people's eyes, you know what I mean? Obviously, the fight's done now, so I've kind of moved on from it now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
You got
past.
to as
You
well,
gotta
right?
move
Can't
on.
dwell on it. Yeah.
Like, obviously, you know, people always still come up to me today and like, you won that fight. I'm like, oh man, it's done now. That's the blip now,
Have
innit?
you been getting recognised more? Would you say when you're
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
about
yeah.
now? Yeah.
So when I was at like when I'm just about in the town, like I can't even sometimes I can't even run through Wolverhampton after 3 times because people horning at me and like
Yeah.
you know people always constantly like it's like for example I have to go to the sauna at different times because
Yeah.
I don't want to be recognized or you know so it's not
It's
usual
nice,
for
but
me. Yeah,
you
yeah,
need as a boxer, you need to be
peaceful
quite
as well.
centered and
But
yeah,
all the people that come up to me are great though.
yeah,
Like every person that I've had an encounter with, and they come up to me, they show me mad respect, and like I said, it's humbling. And you know, I'm just here to do on a mission, and I'm on a mission that this is what comes with it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, man, like it's been. I'm just thankful to Wagyu for all the opportunities and the beautiful things that are coming my way.
Does it feel strange now? Does it feel like things have fundamentally changed in your life since that last fight?
It's like you looked at as a name now. So you're not just a small horse show fighter. You're not just somebody that just took a risk to go to Riyadh. You become a British prospect name, like as
Yeah.
in you become one of them people that could win a world title.
Yeah,
The same way how we look at other fighters when they was coming up.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And but I think they see me a little bit more than that because I'm entertaining as well. So like I'm 23. How many people go in front of thousands of people and get booed at? I've not seen it like, you know, unless you like world level, you see like Abdullah Mason, them got type of guys that are older. I mean, sorry, like young and they're world champions and stuff. I'm one of the few that has done that at such a young age, and you know, not a lot of young fighters would do that.
They wouldn't.
I've been my whole career has been based off risk so far, and they've actually been good to me because I've had that belief. Your coaches, everybody around you can tell you can do great, but it's all down to you at the end of
It
it.
is. It's
You know what I
true.
mean? And like I said, that faith is what helps me.
I've been involved in boxing quite a while. I've seen a lot of boxers who are trying to make it, don't quite make where they want to go. There was instantly something that I saw that was different in you. And I'm genuinely not just saying
I
this. This is from the
appreciate it.
very first podcast. One was mentality. It was self-belief that I could tell, like, this guy really has a sense of belief in himself that he can really do things that are quite out there, and you can kind of tell by the look in someone's eyes whether they truly believe it or whether they're just saying it, right? And just those little things in terms of how locked in you are, getting those little extra 1% and keeping distractions away, living in the gym as
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are,
yeah.
because also you got to back it up with the hard work as
100%,
well,
man.
right? And I feel like you're wanting to outwork everybody who is potentially in your way. So no, I'm not surprised with what's happening to you, to be honest. So but yeah, let's talk about that rematch now with Reese. It's been mandated, right? That rematch. Has it gone to purse bids? What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
So it's gone to purse bids. We're just waiting for what's happens next. These things take time, innit? It's like last time it took a lot of time, and promoters will look at the fight and they'll just say we want this fight. So at the moment we're still up in the air about it. Not like up in the air like the fight's not gonna happen. Up in the air about who's gonna take the fight on.
Yeah.
So we're just patiently
As in
waiting.
promoters.
It's only been like 2 weeks, literally. So it
Has
takes
it?
about a month to like
Yeah.
settle in and you
Has
know.
Reese said he wants the rematch?
You tell me, man. I don't know. To be fair, I would see why he would want to take the rematch because if I was him and people are saying you lost the fight, I'd want to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
But I guess that's how I am. I don't know how he is. I hope he does. You know, if he does, it is what it is,
I'll
innit?
be perfectly honest, Gully. I don't think he's going to rematch you. I genuinely don't. I think you are all wrong for him. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
does he want another 12-round fight of you in his face? Again, I'm sure he'll come back improved if you have that rematch, and maybe you will want to prove people wrong. But would it be easier for him to take another fight against somebody else?
There's,
I
there's
don't
two
know.
ways. There's two ways in it about this.
Yeah.
Either he can look for himself and say, you know what, look for the easy route and not say no to the fight, or he can, you know, live the rest of his life knowing that he never rematched somebody that beat him. It's always gonna live in his heart. Like I wouldn't sit with me if I was in that position. I'd be like, I'm on it straight away. I'm improving straight away. I'm gonna destroy this guy in my next fight. But I guess not everyone's got the same mindset. Maybe he wants to like have, less risks, and I don't know. I don't know what he thinks. Like, you know what I mean? And he'll do good against other fighters though.
Yeah.
There's other fighters he'll probably do good against that easier matchups and good names.
That's what I mean. Styles make fights sometimes, and some people stylistically can be completely wrong for you,
No,
right?
there was
Which I
like
think you are for him.
yeah, like in the press conference, I remember they was talking about him and Peter McGrail and how he did so well in
Yeah.
that fight. I was thinking, you guys just wait until I come on the scene. You ain't
Yeah.
seen me yet. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, shout out to Peter McGrail. These guys are good fighters. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no like disrespect towards any of them. I
Yeah.
respect any fighter.
It's just about what you can do.
But like, I'm thinking like, you guys ain't seen what I'm doing, and I proved that. I proved what I proved in it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't need to say too much about what I'm capable of doing
Yeah.
now. And how many fighters for 1,000 something punches a fight, and that's just how I am. My work ethic is unmatched, and I truly believe that I'll outwork everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the truth, and that's why when I spot, like I was straight back into sparring 2 weeks, and I still fight fit, and I was still ready. And even going back to I ran 8 miles on the Thursday, so I fought on the Saturday. 5 days after, I went on an 8 mile run, and I
Yeah.
was still ready. My body was recovered, and I was already calling for the fight again ASAP. In it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's my mindset in it. I don't want too much rest. I'm still young. I'm ambitious. I want to make the most out of my career, and I just want to beat everyone up at the same time as
Yeah.
well. That's just the truth in it. I want to beat, but I've got respect for every fight I'm going to fight at the end of the day.
You got
Nothing
something
personal,
you got
man.
something to prove, right?
Yeah, I've got something to prove, man. And if you're coming in my way, I got to take you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just how it is. But that I say that humbly as well, because at the end of the day,
It's not about them, it's about you.
there's no friends in boxing, man. You're not my friend if I'm fighting you. You know what I mean? We can be friends after the fight, but before the fight, it's just war.
Yeah, no, I like that mentality, and it's the mentality you need, I think. And I'm hoping Reese does take the rematch, because if I'm being honest, I think it would make a great rematch. I
Yeah.
definitely think he'd up his game as
Good
well.
fighter, man. He's a good
He is.
fighter. He knows what he's doing and that.
100%, and it would draw a big audience. I think if you can bring that back to the Midlands, Gully, I think that'll bring a huge audience. I think it's time for him to, especially because let's face it, everyone knows you won that fight.
Yeah.
I think it's only right that it now happens in the Midlands, and he comes to your backyard. But let's see if he takes it. But if he doesn't take it, he doesn't take the rematch, and it doesn't happen. What are some of the other options for you? What would you want?
My position stays the same for the purse bid, so I don't lose my position. I'd still be fighting for the British title.
Oh, would
I'd
you?
just be fighting somebody else.
Ah,
I don't know
okay.
who I'd fight.
Yeah.
It'd probably be in the top 10 somebody, and I'm not sure whoever they pick, but I'll fight anybody.
Makes
I
no
mean,
difference.
I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you put somebody in front of me, and I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
I ain't bothered. Showing it many times now. Showing it when I spar. I spar anybody. I fight anybody, and that's how I improved. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had, like I sparred Nick Bohr, I sparred Gala Yaffa, I sparred top fighters
Great
to
sparring, yeah.
improve my game, and they're great fighters as well. And also I fought top level fighters. So people don't know this. The first person I fought in Riyadh. So it's crazy how people don't know. He actually had a win over a former world champion
Wow.
in Ryusake Iwasa in Japan.
Isn't he Inoue's sparring
Yeah,
partner
yeah,
as well, which is mad?
and John Nakatani's, and like people don't look at that. The guy beat he had the world title for 3 fights, the IBF, and
He's an established world
yeah,
champion.
he's established. He fought Akhmed Aliyev. He's fought some great names, like big names that Inoue's fought as well. And when I beat him,
He took him apart as well.
yeah, and he beat Bam Rodriguez in the amateurs, and he fought I'm pretty sure he fought Bruce Carrington, Raymond Ford, and all these top names, and that's what gave me so much confidence, because once he was such a good fighter.
Yeah.
I would say skillfully, probably one of the best I've ever fought or sparred or anything, if you
Yeah.
get what I mean. He was so good at adjusting, and his speed was kind of matched with my speed, but the difference to me is my work ethic was different.
Yeah.
That's why I was
I
saying
think
my
yeah.
speed, my feet was quicker.
He got overawed, I think, didn't
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then obviously Mosquito was the hardest puncher,
he? Yeah.
but I read him quite well, like after round
Is Mosquito
1.
the one that you
The
lost?
second fight, yeah.
Yeah.
So the second one in the Grand Prix.
Is it of all the fights and sparring you've had, has he been the hardest hitter, would you say?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
He's
Does he hit
hard,
that
man.
hard, does he? Because
Yeah,
to be fair, he
does,
knocked out all of his previous opponents.
Yeah,
He's gone a bit under the radar before that Saudi tournament then, hasn't he?
I think, you know what it is? It's crazy. Like, if you look at his ranking, he's under Lewis Neri, and Lewis Neri, so he's ranked number 2 Lewis Neri is, and he's a two-division world champion,
Mm.
WBC, and he just
Oh,
fought Inoue, and he's fought
wow.
fought Brandon Figueroa
Mm.
champions, and Mosquito's just under him, so it shows my level,
Mm.
and I'd love to rematch him in the future
Yeah.
and right that wrong, but this time I'd fight even better
Yeah.
because I know what he's going to be like, and obviously he's going to
Yeah.
improve. He's a world
Yeah.
class prospect in my opinion. He's
Yeah.
ranked 15th in the world,
Yeah.
so I'd love to right that wrong.
Yeah.
But right now I got to focus on what's next, and maybe down the line we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That'll be interesting, I think.
A
But
12-round fight as well this time.
yeah,
Be a
yeah.
12-round
To be
fight.
fair, that would have been interesting if it
Yeah,
did go
yeah.
a little bit longer. But you probably won't want to divulge too much on this. But if that fight happens with Reese, what would you do differently? Would you have to go for the
I
knockout? Do
ain't
you
gonna
think?
give too much away, man,
Yeah.
because I don't like giving things
Yeah.
away too
That's
much
fair
in
enough.
it. So when the fight happens, everyone's gonna see my improvements. And
Mm.
if you look at my fights in Riyadh and you look at this fight, I
Mm.
improved massively
Mm.
in every single way. You know what I mean? My stamina, my fitness, my shape,
Mm.
everything. So my next fight's gonna be even more. I'm
Yeah.
always improving, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm constantly like a
Con-
sponge all the time.
that's the best way to be, I think. Yeah, just keep taking stuff in, right? Keep
Yeah.
trying to improve every fight. But yeah, so for that next fight, I think you're going to be looking to make a bit of a statement, right? But I think you mentioned as well after this fight, it was the longest you had off, and it was only 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, yeah.
But did you? How did you feel after the fight, physically and mentally? Were you drained? Was it taken out of you?
Yeah, I
How
was
did you feel? Because that's a shift you put in.
yeah, yeah. So, so when I came back, so obviously when I came back to the hotel, I lied down and I was like, my back was killing me,
Yeah.
like my legs are killing me. I've never felt so like tired in my life,
Mm.
and my flipping, my jaw was hurting and my
Yeah.
hands were hurting. Like just like I had to have a cold shower,
Yeah.
and that didn't do absolutely anything.
Really.
So I was sore. Like that's when I knew I was like, and you know, like mentally, I was just exhausted. The energy's just gone out of me, and when I
Yeah.
went to the next day, my brother-in-law picked me up, and then we went back to Wolverhampton, and I went back home and I was knackered,
Yeah.
just exhausted for like a good 3 days. I
Yeah.
was exhausted. I had no like, I
It's
was so
mad.
tired,
I'm
and
not
but
surprised,
it's
by the way.
normal though. I
Yeah.
think because at the end of the day, when you fight in front of so many people, you're giving so much energy away as well, and
Mentally,
mentally, man, you're
massively.
just exhausted. Like mentally,
Mm.
all the everything you've trained for, and you've just literally all the camp,
Mm.
all the build up,
Mm.
the fight, and then that's it.
Mm.
After that, it's like there's a high for a week, and then everything calms down.
Mm.
But on that high on that week, it was like I was getting so much messages, so many like people like texting me and saying stuff, and I was like, oh, today I'm just tired today.
Bit overwhelming, right? And
Overwhelming. I was
yeah,
overwhelmed and I was humbled, like I said, like
yeah.
because I've seen so many people message me saying I'm an inspiration for their kids. I'm
Mm.
an inspiration for them, the
Mm.
mentally, and
Mm.
I was happy that I could do that. And I didn't even know how many people I inspired in the
Mm.
world in this moment because it goes all the way to Punjab. You know what I
Mm.
mean? In places in India, like where I was like, I
Mm.
don't even know where some people are from.
Mm.
And that's why I love training the kids on a Sunday
Mm.
because whatever I can give back, I know it helps them.
Yeah.
And that's the least I could do in it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So I try and, help it because there's no point being a champion than not helping the people behind you as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I want these kids to progress. So we got loads of good kids at G&G
Mm.
Boxing now
Mm.
and Smevik and
Mm.
Chirampal and a few of the lads, Jasraj, Umar, they do so much great saver
Yeah, I've seen that.
and like
Charon
some
Farley does a lot of coaching now, right?
proper
Yeah.
coaching. And these
It's good to
guys,
bring the young kids through.
if you look at some of the kids,
Mm.
they're good, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at them, like I'm learning off them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously, I don't tell them that though, because I don't want them to get like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I gotta keep them in place and
Keep them
that.
humble.
But they're good lads though.
Yeah.
I got love for all of them, man. And the coaches are great as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to G&G Smevic as well, man.
Yeah.
It's flipping sick gym.
Yeah, no, it's good that you still give back and you do all those things and you find the time. I can just tell. I think you're locked in. You know what life you want. You know what distractions you need to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
away
yeah,
from. And like I said, you're doing a lot of the right things. Like I said in our very first podcast, you're doing all the right things,
yeah,
which
yeah,
only lead to one path. So I think you just need to keep doing it, keep believing, keep improving. And yeah, I think the big things will keep coming. And yeah, I'm excited to see. Um, hopefully you get this fight over the line because
yeah,
I just think it'd be a great fight. Obviously, it'd be great if whoever kind of steps in front of you and, like you said, you'll treat it as business. There's another person in your way, but I think a rematch would always be interesting. It's always good to have a bit of a story, I
Yeah,
think,
of
as well
course.
to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fight, right? Which I think would be good. But yeah, no, Gully, I appreciate you coming on
No,
for
no
the
worries,
third
man.
time on the podcast. It's been good to catch up. Like I said, I wanted to get inside your mind a little bit, and because yeah, it was a big occasion, right? There are a lot of eyes on you, and there will be a lot of eyes on you now, I think, going forwards. So yeah, thank you for coming on, brother.
Nice one, man. Thank you.
Much
No, I
appreciated.
appreciate it.
And yeah, guys, like I've said on previous podcasts, I don't even think I need to say this now. Don't even think I need to say anymore. Make sure you follow Gully, because I think everybody's following you now anyway, very closely,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
watching what you're gonna do. But I think we're ready to go for a cold plunge at
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
wellness now, aren't we?
yeah,
And
yeah. I'm ready, man.
yeah, to be fair, something on Ronaldo for staying in there for a while, but I think you're somebody that probably outlasts me, to be
Nah,
fair,
you know
with
what?
your
We'll see
breath
about that.
work.
It's been a while since I've been there,
That's
man.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, we're going to go for a cold plunge and a bit of an infrared sauna as well, a bit of
Yeah.
contrast therapy. So hopefully I'm helping you a little bit with your
No, I
recovery as
appreciate it,
well.
man. Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. As you can see, Gully's doing big things now. It's his third time on the podcast, and every time he comes on, he's going up levels. So who knows, maybe he'll be on again as the British champion and fighting at world level. So let's see. Thanks for watching, guys.